Wheeler III, the artist founder, the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Back for another live as we network the ONYXCON channel, the ONYXCON Foundation, 501c3 nonprofit arts and creative lifestyle organization. I say that again for the ones that need to hear it slow. I said 501c3. That's the tax benefit of y'all giving donations, all right? When y'all send in funds to our @ONYXCON on Venmo or cash sign ONYXCON on Cash App, every penny counts. Every penny counts. It don't matter what you give, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that's how we keep this ball rolling, for real. And we need you. Can't say that enough. Hope you understand it. Hope you understand and appreciate your own presence as we are near, so close to about to be, I'd say, what was it? I think the last time I checked, it's about to be like 1450. Like 1450, 1,450. It's about to be like that, you know. We real close, y'all. We real close. We're gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna claim it. I've been claiming it. I say before the year, way before the year ends, I see us going into January at 2,500, 2,500 strong. Because I've come to an understanding about the way this thing works. You know, everybody who does YouTube or any type of social media, as an influencer, as a content curator, as a whatever your angle, however you doing it, we all have one thing in common. We all trying to figure out day to day which way the algorithm is appreciating or not appreciating what we put here. You know, you're always trying to figure out how this algorithm is working with the content you do. And so lately I've seen a trend that I've been seeing, and I like to share this information for anybody else who's doing this, because I know how frustrating it can be when you just don't have a clue as to how it's working and why it's a certain way. So now, first thing that has to be acknowledged is we're kind of doing an uphill battle from day one, because we're doing multi-niche content. Never did I say ONYXCON was about one thing. It never was, even when we were just a Comic-Con. You know, the phrase Comic-Con makes people instantly think of the original meaning of Comic-Con as a comic book convention. But we always had more going on than just comic books, as do most Comic-Cons. Some have multiple things, and they may focus on 2 or 3 things. They may push 4 or 5 things out of 15 things to the top of your awareness, because most of their sponsorship, most of their whatever fits into that. It's like you think about Comic-Con International in San Diego. Because of Hollywood's influence, you're gonna feel that. You're gonna know what major shows are coming out, what major movies are coming out that are sci-fi, fantasy based, and even ones that aren't so directly sci-fi, fantasy based. If it fits into anything, and I mean anything, that they could put under that roof, it's there. That's how the biz is for that particular convention. You still have comic books, but the actual medium itself, in a sense, takes a back seat to all the other things that Comic-Con is known for. And that's just the way it's evolved. It wasn't always that way when it started. It was strictly comic books. As time has gone on, as markets have shown, as expenses have shown, I mean, you know, the cost of a damn comic book nowadays is insane. The average book is $2.99 to $5.99. Speak of that, I might even be in the shop sometime today. I don't know. If I make time, I might do some live for y'all from my favorite shop. I might go through there, give y'all a little breeze through like I do from time to time. But you know, it's a reality. So you know, some people may complain, purists, and say, oh, you know, Comic-Cons aren't what they're supposed to be and all this other stuff. It don't matter what y'all talking about, because at the end of the day, the same people will be they're gonna watch all the movies, they're gonna watch all the shows, they're gonna watch all. If you love the genres, that's what it really is. You know, they had to have a name for stuff, so these names start off one way with one solitary meaning, they grow other meanings over time. Same thing happened with my thing. We started off at Comic-Con. We have become a lifestyle entity. I always say ONYXCON is any and everything in the art life. If it's progressive, positive, and helping you live your best life artistically, creatively, surrounded by the arts, living and loving the arts, if you're open to travel and things that get your imagination going, you're in the right place. That's what we about. That's what we do. Okay? That's what we do. Here's my card. Have a card. Hold on, let me get it right for y'all. There you go. There you go. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Just what it says there. Just what it says there. All that it says there. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. You know, you need to go check out all the other sites. There you go. Just scan this. Scan each of those QR codes. We got you. Take you everywhere you need to go, from fan base back to here. That's what this one is. That's here. And we even got WhatsApp, and we got Instagram, because those are the main ones. We got some other ones. You know, we on TikTok and all that, but we don't really be posting on TikTok, to be honest. I don't be out there that much. So I don't even talk about it that much, to be honest, because I don't care. And to be real, I don't care. It's like I had friends that were so TikTok crazy, they just made me feel like I was missing something. So I did it for a few months, and I was like, okay, I see people will look at your stuff, but they don't necessarily engage, and they don't necessarily, I didn't see no numbers changing on Instagram, because that's what I was mainly saying to people when I first got on there. It was like, yo, if you like this, check us out on Instagram, check us out on YouTube. And they just sleep. They go to sleep. They breeze by. They go, ooh, and then they keep going. You know, it ain't that serious. So I be looking for that crowd that's gonna stick with you. I be looking for that crowd that really, really gets it, that looks around, makes no assumptions, just researches, checks it out for what it is, and says, oh, I like this. I like how he got a lot going on, but it's all relative if you really think about it, or whatever. You know, and even if you can't connect the dots, it don't matter. You just like the dots that you like, and that's what you're here for. And I respect that, and I like that too. I like to know that I have some people who just want to see fishing videos, and they'll keep coming back until I post another fishing video. There's people who love to see, hell, just love to see me do what I'm doing right now. They like to see my chats. They love my lives, you know? And they come back, and I see the numbers that show that. So here's what I was saying too about that algorithm and the numbers. I've realized, just from my page alone, right, for ONYXCON here, shorts are the #1 thing that get watched. Shorts. People are addicted to that quick fix, that quick hit, that quick dopamine, that quick whatever other chemicals that get released when they see something to make them laugh, smile, get mad, whatever it does. They are addicted to that. They just flipping through their phone, just and they trying to get to something that fills those little moments of whichever way they want to feel throughout 24 hours. Okay. Usually only 12 of them awake, right? Maybe 14, you know, something like that. So they don't really be engaged. When they say engagement, yeah, they're engaged for 30 seconds. Real lucky if you get them past a minute. Boy, if you see it, like, I got some videos where it'd be like, engagement would be like 184%. I was like, oh, damn. So that means every one of these people that watched it kept rewatching it because they really liked that video. Okay, cool. Nice to know. Like, one of my top reaction videos in shorts right now, and I am I'm not the wrestling fan I used to be, but I am a wrestling fan, so I check in every now and then. I check out with WWE and other stuff, and it was Jade Cargill, and she's just making her presence known, walking out while there was a big feud in the ring, and everybody gets scared because they know she finna come kick everybody's ass, you know. And just that moment was so dope. I'm just like reacting to it because the first time I had seen it, I hadn't been watching it, and I was like, yo, Jade she just present. And that's what I call it. I said that Jade Cargill is just presence, a presence. Like, you gotta respect it. It's like, here comes Storm for real. And that video has went like 5,500 views. Yeah, it's literally my second highest watched short. Keyword short, just shorts. Not long video, not lives, just shorts. Second most watched ever. First, it still remains, ain't nobody beat Rich Squirrel crossing the street. My ONYXCON outdoors content. I always laugh about it every time I say it, because I never forget the day it happened, and it almost didn't happen, because, you know, I'm driving, I see this moment, and I saw him up ahead, he's in the street, and he's not moving fast enough to get out the way, so I'm like, what's he doing? So I slow down, and it's like a kind of a rainy day too. And I was like, he is not trying to get out the street with no haste, like most squirrels be skittish and crazy and looking like, whoa, hell no. And he ain't even doing the little weird run back and forth. He just You just hopping along. He even stopped and looked at my car like, I wish you would hit me. You know, and I ain't trying to hit you, but I'm like, you bold, man. You real bold. So that's when I got my camera out, and the rest is history. Because that video, folk loved it. I mean, it's funny, you know what I mean? It's cute, it's funny, it's got all the right ingredients. Cute animal, funny situation, boom. 11,000 plus. And there may not be no number. To me, anything 10,000 is awesome. Because I don't have a lot of those here. Again, I know why. I've come to accept the reality of what I'm doing. It's so diverse over here because I have 3,000 videos, but not all of them are about one thing. It takes longer to get monetized because your crowd, your audience is split up, and the algorithm is trying to figure out what the hell to do with you. Because I said this a long time ago, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I am the bold pioneers I'm one of the bold pioneers that will be celebrated, and I most want to be recognized when it comes to this part of my career as being the guy who coined the phrase multi-niche content. It ain't to say I'm the first person to ever say it, but I don't hear nobody else saying it. And I know I'm the only one who hashtags it. Because if you look up that hashtag, you gonna only see my post. That's it. All you gonna see is, I may see a few more folks that done caught on to it, but that's it. It's only me. And it's on purpose that we get recognized, because I was seeing the other day what's starting to happen. I said, this is the beginning of the glory days. The algorithm is getting hip to what I'm doing, because I've been getting good numbers lately with my shorts, right? I've been doing, like I said, that wrestling. What I'm going to do, and y'all see it if you're paying attention, if you really come here a lot. I've been holding back because I feel like, if I do too much of that type of stuff, maybe people think that's all the channel's about. And I have done some reaction videos, but then the other thing is, there's a stereotype of what a reaction video is. To most people, it's some annoying, rich, pompous idiot sitting in their basement with a fancy in-house studio, and they don't do anything but just sit there and grunt and make noises and make little quick, crass remarks about whatever is on the screen of whatever the video. And they're always gonna pick something controversial. It's gonna be something with relationships, but it's really ugly. Someone's being treated bad. It's gonna be something with politics, the worst side of it. It's gonna be something with whatever it is, it's the worst of it. So they can react all goofy and do faces. And I'm just like, I naturally have an expressive face. I'm an actor, but even before I was an actor, that's just me. That's me. So I don't have to do anything to look interesting. I can just be my damn self, right? And people, if they get it, man, he ain't playing, he mad. You see it. When I'm playing, everybody's laughing. I'm good for making folks, catch a grin, because they like, I feel you, bro. That's funny. That's it. Simple stuff. And then everything else, that sexy lady. Oh my gosh, ooh la la. Everybody who understands it, it's gonna get the likes. It's gonna get the views. It's gonna do what it do. So it's like that Jade Cargill joint. Everybody can feel the same way I felt when I was reacting to that video. That's why it's got 5,000 point whatever views. Now, like I said, I held back on doing that a little bit, because I don't want that to be, even though that is our top stuff. I said, man, it's almost like betting your channel on shorts is like literally playing the lottery every day. But you gotta post every day anyway. So every day you playing the lottery regardless. For those people who only do long videos, man, I feel for you, because I used to be them. I used to be the one who did not believe in shorts at all. I did shorts, but I didn't focus on shorts. I was like, man, I gotta create first of all, I started on that, let me just learn how this goes. Then when I got used to the process of editing and all of that, because it's been about 5 solid years of doing this, which they say is how long it usually takes to monetize, which is why I know I'm on the verge, in addition to some other signs. But they say that, when you do it like that, it will happen. But you gotta post every day. And every YouTuber I admire who's a friend of mine, and I've reached out to them and they wrote back, they all say the same thing. They was like, you gotta do it every day. No matter what it is, just post every day. And they never say nothing about the obvious that, yeah, you wanna post. I mean, well, I take that back. They do always say, make sure your stuff is quality. Make sure it's something you look back at and you're proud of. But no one ever says it's gotta be the app. Like if you're doing something like that every day, that it's gotta be the greatest video that you ever made. yeah, you try every day to top yourself from yesterday with the quality and volume of what you choose and whatever it is you're doing. But if you're doing a completely original, like no reactions, you're not looking at other people's stuff and doing collab buttons, because that's what I've started doing, hit that collab button. And if people leave it open to a collab, that's what I don't even know why they call it collab. They just should call it the reaction button, because that's what it's made for. It's literally made for reactions and stuff. And so, yeah, you do that, and it's already something typically that has a win. It's already got eyes. All you're doing is giving one more interpretation of it, and maybe just even if you don't even say nothing, because most of these, the ones I've done, I don't even know if I've noticed I don't even know if the volume is low. I think it automatically sets the other video's volume higher, so if there is any volume, they can't hear you no way. So ain't no use in saying nothing. You just react. You just, do some faces. You can say whatever you want. It ain't gonna probably get heard, because it's more about the video, the main video. Okay, hold on. What in the hell is with this damn? Sorry, y'all. I'm out here on work as usual, the other work, and this GPS is a hot ball of boo-boo. It has sent me to. You ever had GPS literally put you next to a patch of woods, and it's talking about you've arrived? Arrived to what? Where's the house? What you talking about? Yeah, y'all. Well, I tell you. Whoo. Country addresses and modern technology do not go together. Okay? Hell, I ain't gonna even make it about being country. I'm just gonna say bad addresses and new technology do not go together. Because see, new technology thinks it grids everything. It thinks it know everything, right? It thinks everything on this planet is in its little grid, and it's not. It's not. I remember hearing a report on radio. I'm on a tangent right now, but it's relative to this mess I just dealt with, where I had to take the break from y'all and come right back. But it was an article, expose on radio. So it's like live article, so to speak, with an interview. And first they broke down the situation, then they broke down how in specifics with Google and other apps, some of them are being sued for having given people addresses that either don't exist but really put people in danger. Like there was one incident where somebody lost a family member because they driving at night and the app telling them to go, so they can't really see, it's dark. And they drove off a area where it was a closed bridge, but it didn't have a proper barricade or anything. So it was literally just like an open drop. Boom, done. It was, man, that was the saddest issue I'd ever heard about, technology acting crazy like that. But that's why, oh man. As I say, y'all know when I go live, I tell y'all oftentimes I'm out here doing this courier thing on the side. But that's number 5,000 and 5,200 and million. I'm just making up numbers, right? Why I got to get to the point where this is monetized. Joseph R. Wheeler III's primary job. I might have other hats that I'm always have to wear, all kind of other stuff I do, but I can't wait till all I gotta mostly do is just do content for y'all. For real. I'm serious as that. I'm so serious about that, because all this other stuff that's other people's half-ass dreams does not fit my radar, does not fit my life compass. You know what I mean? It's like, it's part of the process. I'm in it, I'm doing it. I learn a lot of stuff. I ain't gonna front, you learn a lot from doing any job. It don't matter what it is, even if you don't like it. And I'm not even gonna say I don't like it. It don't pay right. It don't respectfully pay worth a damn. And it sure as shit ain't organized. The app is half broken. The people who do the damn stuff from the warehouse, they broken. So by the time you get it, you're dealing with the brokenness of everybody else's stuff. And don't let the customers show you their broken side, like the goofiness I'm dealing with right this moment, where at least they were nice about it, but they know they dealing with some mess. They don't, half the time they don't get most of their packages because they got this jacked up address, and they don't even need to put that in. They need to just like the guy mentioned some place next to them and I said, okay, that sounds like a normal address, because whatever this is y'all got in there, that ain't even no normal address, man. Like, how do y'all ever get deliveries with that BS, right? So I just thought to myself, man, if you had any sense, not to say that would be easy or would work, because you don't know the situation, but I mean, are you cool with your neighbors? Like, hey man, we live in this area, we all dealing with this. Can we have our stuff just dropped close to y'all and we'll come get it every day? We'll make sure we come over here and get it, because we know otherwise we're not gonna get nothing, man. Our address is a mess and no one knows where that is, and Google doesn't know where it is, and Waze and all the rest of them, they don't know where it is. It literally keeps sending people to the freaking woods. Like, it's not a real address. That's right, go get them. Go get them, because they're giving out bad address. Y'all heard the cop. You know, it's serious though. No, all jokes aside, it's serious. It's not cool. And it wastes time, it wastes gas. That's what I'm most mad about. This is supposed to be a short, quick order. One of them joints that I'm happy to get, because, I mean, please, it's just like 30-something minutes. And it's paying a little bit more than what my half for an hour quota is to myself, what I know is worth. And y'all done turned it into a whole damn hour because of some bull. I hate that. Wasting time, man. You can't get time back. You can get everything else. You can't get time back. Oh my gosh, have mercy. Universe bless. So, as I was saying before I was so technologically interrupted. Oh man, I'm trying to even remember my damn topic. I don't know, whatever. We're going to another topic, y'all. So, we're just going to jump right over to another topic. So, I may have mentioned this before, because honestly, because I go live here and on Fanbase. If you don't know about Fanbase, look that up. Know about that. Add that to your phone. It's a very good app. It's growing. It ain't perfect. Got a lot of work to do, but it's like any upstart. It's got a hell of a lot of potential to have made it this far. It's got some decent amount of support. It's just going through the growing pains of getting its stuff really, really tight. But I generally will go live over there, and I'll go live here. Sometimes on Instagram, because as much as I got people over there, they don't really care about whether you live or not. At least in my experience, they don't be on it like that. So, I mean, the only time I've ever had really good crunk lives on Instagram is when I interview somebody live. Because somehow the algorithm just knows, oh man, there's two people on there, they're talking, you know, and it pushes you out to everybody hard. And before you know it, you may not stay the whole time, but people will dip in, dip out. You have about 5-6 people watching you at all times. It could have been 65 people available. It'll jump to 100 before the live is over. If I've been on there for an hour, shit, it would be like, probably that full 65 done been up in there and watched, you know. But I haven't done those types of interviews in a long time. Mainly because you can't ever, the stability of signal and all that be a mess sometimes. So I just rather do, instead of live, I prefer just do a pre-recorded, do it on Zoom, edit it, then I can put in cutaways so I can show images to explain what we're talking about if people don't know what that is and all that. It just makes it a little bit more, just more interesting, more creative. So that's more my process. Not that I'm totally opposed to live, because obviously I don't mind it, but it's always more. As soon as you add in another human being, boy, I tell you, it get weird. Because folks think they know about lighting and stuff. They'll come on. Lighting is horrible. Like, if you ever see me do something where the lighting is bad, I know it's bad. I just wanted to talk to y'all. Like, I've done that. I say, yo, I know that y'all can't see me and the sun's going down. I just wanted to tell y'all something that was on my mind. I've done them kind of lives, but it's rare. You know, if you notice, most of the time when I'm live, I mean, if I have a little issue happen with my phone holder or something, you know, we get it straight. And I apologize, because I hate that feeling when I'm watching somebody and the phone go, I'm sorry, y'all, hold on. All that old silliness. Like, I don't want my stuff looking amateur like that. So I try to make sure the sun is right. I try to make sure the sound in there. I mean, I can't control the sound of the picture. That's on the app. But if it look good to me, and I see two up in here looking right now and ain't nobody complaining, I figure it's working. You know what I mean? That's how we do that. So let me see. I gotta take a moment, get my GPS tight on this location here, because they got me on this goofy wild chase for a minute. Hold on, y'all. Oh boy, I tell you, man, this is ain't nothing worse. Oh boy, I tell you, man, this is ain't nothing worse than bad directions when it comes to anything that's driving related. Oh, ain't nothing worse. This is, y'all don't understand. I'm gonna give y'all more intel on how stupid this is. I just had to put the address in again, or the half-ass address. It's still not full address that this person gave me, because they don't really have a full address. They got some mess that's so colloquial. Google don't even know. It's like, if you ain't from this area, you don't know what this. What did he say? He doing what? That ain't how it's listed in Google. That's how it's listed in your little mind. Where you, yeah, everybody know that, man. No, they don't. People in your little 2-block radius know that BS you talking about. Nobody else know or care. You're irrelevant in the whole plan of the world. So irrelevant. Damn, these people. And they get so locked into their little four-corner reality that they literally put this mess into business things, saying, yeah, deliver here. Deliver where, man? You don't, that doesn't exist. Give the real, I don't even know nothing else to tell you. That's all we say. Yeah, well, what you say ain't what the damn app says, and the app is the only way any human being gonna get there. That's the only way. Oh, goofer doof asses. Anyway, man, I'm sorry. It's so stupid, y'all. It's so stupid. Just, I can't stand stupid stuff like this. Oh my gosh. So, what was supposed to be 6 minutes away is now 9 more minutes away. Once you get there, you realize that still ain't it. Oh my gosh. For one little stupid item, that'd be the worst too. It remind me of this time. This has been, man, you talk about, this was the beginning of my doing courier stuff as a side gig. Back when it was just my side gig. And this was like, I was still doing film work, hardcore. That was my main, you know, if I'm not on set that day doing some acting stuff, I would do this. And it was, I want to say it was The Dash, if you know. I don't like to shout these companies out. They get enough press. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I was dashing, right? So I didn't used to, just like I made a rule when I used to do rideshare, because I had done that for a while. That was another first hustle for all the side stuff. And sometimes had to be a main one when stuff was so thin with the film biz. I ain't gonna front, it was what it was. I done lived it all, man. I done done this work. But I did not want to deal with the nighttime, because I always said, man, it's the witching hour, man. Y'all gonna have to make me put on my blade costume and pull out my blade. Like, I ain't trying to, I don't deal with the night, man. That's when the vampires come out. And I got this order for one, not a dozen, not 6. I would have been more, not as frustrated if, you know what, hold on. It's doing some more stupid stuff, y'all. I'm about to call this person, because I don't like what's going on here. I don't like what's going on here at all. This is getting weird now. It's about to be where I'm gonna take this damn thing back to the stove, and they're gonna have to pay me for my gas for running around, because this don't make no sense whatsoever. Oh my gosh, people, boy, people. And what makes it so worse, like I said, they ain't got ignorant about it. They being decent. No one's getting a stupid attitude about it or anything, so I appreciate that, because all you gotta do is get a little bit, and I will take this back to the stove and let me chill. Anyway, but they being cool. But what pisses me off, they ain't gonna add no more tip to it. Out of all this effort, knowing you live in this podunk ass area that does not have good GPS, doesn't fit GPS with the directions y'all constantly give to get deliveries, you just need to stop delivering stuff, man. If you live in a little blurb on the map, you gotta face the fact you do. Like, I'll give it to people, but the best people I've ever encountered with this are folks who know their situation and they just want to be as nice as possible and get their stuff, right? So like, when you finally get to that first wrong address and call them and you mad, but you try, you know, you're still professional, you ain't going off, but you like, yo, I'm just trying to figure this out, what's going on? And they say, sir, I'm so sorry, it does that, it's not me, it is the address I said, but it is the GPS, because it doesn't understand. I live at, I don't know, it'll be 2 Green Street Place, but it won't ever put the place. It'll put 2 Green Street Way every time instead of place. And that's 2 different locations 30 minutes apart. And you done went to the one that was 30 minutes away from where you're supposed to be dropping, right? So I literally have had that happen sometimes. Then you get the goofies who, but then, you know, they'll tell you the right way and it'll be all right, well, everything, whatever. like I say, the real people will be somebody waiting outside when you get there and be like, here, got a little something for you, man. I know that was stressful. Like, there you go. Like, yo, respect for the rest of your humanity. Not no, oh yeah, you know, acting like everybody just got to cater to your messed up situation. It's like, yeah, you may not have put yourself in that on purpose, but you're there. And you got to deal with what that's doing every time you order. You got to know, you jacking up some stuff right now, like time and resources, everything on one little goofy ass project. So here's the story I never finished. I was gonna say, so it was a cookie, y'all. I said she should have ordered at least a dozen so I wouldn't have been as annoyed, right? One freaking cookie from like, and it's like some trash, man. Like one of them little places that make cookies that sometimes they hot and most of the time they not even, wasn't even hot. I would have not even felt so bad if you could have smelled the cookie the whole ride. You know, like, yeah, it's worth the wait. That's a good smelling cookie. No, you're just sitting in a damn case all day, and she wanted one, right? Got there, the girl had put the wrong address. She had put her neighbor's address across the street into the damn phone. I said, Lord. And the only reason we figured it out is I'm out there at dark, just nightfall. It's dark as I don't know what. All these people are in their homes. It's not a very, you know, it's not no people peeking out of windows type neighborhood. It's not a moving neighborhood. But you don't know who's watching, and it's nothing worse because it's like a kind of wealthy area. I mean, if you really want to get American about it with the racial factor, it's all white and wealthy. It's near the city. I'm a black man knocking on a door at night with one freaking cookie, and I'm not gonna keep hitting this doorbell. So I started to go to the mailbox. Like, I'm gonna put this shit in the mailbox and roll. And as soon as I was about to get to the mailbox, I see the girlfriend run out on the lawn across the street. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. It's me. And the boyfriend or husband, whoever, I could tell that's what his energy was everything. He was just looking at me like, bruh, I'm so sorry, man. Imagine, I gotta live with this. That's just his face. It was hilarious. Oh, and then look at it. Now the GPS got the dot way down the damn street from where the woman actually is. She's standing outside here. Hey, you know what's so bad?
Hi.
You're standing right here. I want you to see where the dot is? It's making it like you way down there. On top of everything. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Mission accomplished, I swear. That was a hot ass mess right there. That was a total mess. Make it so bad, when I first called him and got him on the phone, I'm back to the present day situation, not the other one. Because the cookie thing, that's over. What I said about that, that's done. But something in my head just said, why am I talking about this? Because I had so much else I wanted to tell y'all about. Because it's in the moment for frustration. Like I say, this stuff wastes time, people. This stuff wastes time. There's so much more I gotta give the world, all of humanity. I've already done stuff that has changed people's lives. And they're not gonna deny it. They're not gonna deny it. They're gonna be like, man, if it wasn't for ONYXCON when he was doing the convention, this, that, and the other. And man, if it wasn't for ONYXCON when he just started doing videos, that one he did about this, man, that's what made me want to go do that. That's what made me want to try this. That's what made me want to start researching that. That's what made, we change lives. That's what the word influencer really means. Not this other, you know, trivial stuff where people ain't really got nothing to say. They just got a bunch of followers. They don't have nothing to teach you. They just got a bunch of followers. No, we talking about people who, like, oh, I've been watching some of my favorite folks who do the vlogging pretty much exclusively. That's their main thing. But they still cover other topics, but they're in other countries. They're living. They're expat living it for real. That's an inspiration to me. That's one of my goals for ONYXCON is the expat life, showing more of that too, right? And so I remember watching one just the start of the week, and this brother had met. He was random. I think it was Jay. Yeah, it was Jay. It was brother Jay abroad, who is in República Dominicana, originally from Mobile, Alabama. He's been living out there for I don't even know how many years now. But him and his lovely wife, who is Dominican, he's got kids, the whole nine, he living the dream, right? This brother was in the gym, and he said, man, guess who I just met? And he walks over, you know, you can tell they redid it so they could make it for the camera, but, you know, he literally said, I just met this brother because he recognized me in the gym. He came up to me, and we started talking, and I just wanted to put him on camera and shout him out, and the brother said, yeah, man, I'm from America. I just started living out here, and he said, what made you come out here, man? He started pointing to Jay, like, this brother right here, this the man who made me become everything I am right now, right here, right now in this gym, living here, residing here. And I just laughed because I was like, that's how it really be, man. That's how it really is. Like, you really do have that much impact when you got something valuable to share. And I got tons of value that's already here being shared, already giving you awareness of things a lot of y'all might not or did not or may know a little bit but didn't know that one thing about. And that's sometimes what I even, like I said, I've been, in some ways I hold back only because of the format of the medium, not because I have anything in me that wants to hold back. I'm a full throttle energy type person when it comes to my creativity. So if I get a good idea, I want to do it. I'm not the kind of person, oh man, I'm gonna put that off till this, that, and the other. No, as soon as there's enough to make it happen, we're gonna do it. Now, when I was younger, yeah, you think everything gotta be so perfect. I've been past that stage. I'm decades past that phase of life. I'm all about just only thing in my way is them. And it's funny how that go. When you're young, you want everything to be so perfect. When you get older, you realize it ain't gonna ever be perfect. So you just want enough to get the shit done. Can we start the freaking process? If we could do that, damn it, go. That's it. Because life ain't necessarily short, as people always, life's short. But the unpredictableness of it is why you ain't wasting no time. And you like, look, hey, I don't know. So I know one thing. I know we here right now. We got the resources. Why? If not, why not is my living phrase. If not, why not? I added to so many things. And most people can't answer that. They can't. They always say the ultimate question that I learned is the ultimate question is that one word, why? WHY is the ultimate question. It's a question within a word. Why? Most people cannot answer whys. When it comes to a bunch of whys, they can't handle them whys. And I learned how powerful it was as an uncle because what's the first thing when a child realizes what that word means? Oh my gosh, they're gonna wear it out. Oh my God, my niece and my nephew, especially my nephew. But why? Why can't I do that? Why can't I have that? Why is this like that? Why is that color? Why does that look like that? Why do those people do this? Why? And you know, I can answer most of it. I'll be like, all right, it's like pop-ups on the computer screen. I'm knocking them out, no problem. But every now and then I get the one I say, why are you asking me this? Because I don't know what the hell to tell you, man. Damn. That's heavy. You got one on me with that one. I don't know why. And most of the time I got the answer for why. But why is that question? It can keep going on because for every answer there could be another why. But when you got a if not, why not? And the why not is you're looking dead at the answer and everybody's still talking about not. You with the wrong crowd because they just a bunch of non-doing, sorry, not gonna accomplish nothing ass motherfuckers. Straight up. But when you're dealing with people who are doers, man, we don't like that no way. So we can't wait to figure out the how. We can't wait to figure out the how. We are a bunch of doers. So that's all I want is doers around me, y'all. I want nothing but doers and subscribers because doers gonna come back and actually keep liking and appreciating. They will hit the comments respectfully. They're gonna say what's on their mind. It's gonna mean something. They're gonna say, oh man, I've seen that. I enjoyed that too. Oh, I haven't seen this. I wanna do that. Oh man, I did not even know that existed. It'd be simple stuff that you don't know how much that's changing somebody's life, man. I'm at the house in the park drawing. I did the whole video. It ain't caught wildfire like my previous years, but it will, and I know it will, because that's how those years went. First, it just had lackluster numbers, a couple of hundred, but then suddenly, out of nowhere, it it caught fire. And last year's went into the thousands, and the year before that went into the thousands. So 23, 24 been in the thousands, but they weren't always that. They were in the hundreds. But there was a guy who came in the comments about this year's footage on one of my videos. I got 2 of them out there, 2 long, nice, you need to watch them videos. And he wanted to know about this song I was singing along with that he must have liked. He said, what is that at that point when you stopped singing? Because I was singing it, but it was still playing when I listened. I said, oh, he don't know about Bilal. So I said, yeah, man, that's Bilal, man. B-I-L-A-L. Check him out. Amazing soul singer. Been around, but I don't expect everybody to know who that is. First of all, I got an international fan club up in here. I got people from, shout out to Indonesia, man. Indonesia been showing out lately. Y'all up in here deep. India always up in here deep. Shout out to India, Indonesia. Shout out to Mexico. Shout out to, who else I've been noticing high in the numbers lately? Ooh, Philippines. Yes, shout out to the Philippines. I've been seeing y'all. I know y'all looking. I appreciate y'all. You know, just got a new follower who I think that was India. I never dare say I recognize every language when I see him, but it was, I looked at his page and what he was following. He didn't have a lot of posts, but there's a few things he had saved. And he's obviously not a YouTuber. He's just a watcher, but he liked some things. So he had saved some things, and like everything had this language on it that if I had to guess, it might be from some part of India, because there's many languages in India. I know that. And I've seen I've seen Sanskrit and Hindi written out, and I know it looks a certain way, but then there's different forms of it. So I don't know. And everybody in the videos look like they could have been possibly from there. I'm not sure. So anyway, I'm getting people from everywhere, right? And so they might not know Bilal. I guarantee you they probably don't. I learned that when I was in República Dominicana, and I'm asking people, yo, do you know about such and such? And I'm all saying it all casual because everybody knows, right? No, that's your American mind saying everybody knows our artists because we think we're so important in the world. You're important at home and to fans of American music. If people are in other countries and they're not really big fans of American music, they only know the pop stars, then I promise you, they don't know who the hell them people are. And they don't have to care, and it's not even no one's obligated to know who stars are beyond the ones that every corporation has pushed down their brain, because that's what happens. I mean, you're not gonna live and not know who Michael Jackson is. You're not gonna live in modern times and not at least know who Drake is, even if you don't like his stuff. You're gonna know who he is. But when I would ask folk, and it was bothering me because I'm on the side of, I'm a Kendrick fan more. I appreciate some Drake songs, I ain't gonna front. Regardless of the beef and all that old stuff, I just like certain songs, right? But when I asked them, I said, so you know about him, but you don't know about Kendrick Lamar? And they look at me like, no, and why should I? Like, who is that? Like, why do you keep saying it like it's so important? They just give you this look kind of grinning like, dude, it don't matter to me. And this is all on video. Every last bit of this. And this is a lesson. I say all the time, these are the lessons, these are the things I'm teaching through the content, y'all. You're gonna learn, because it is important. I know how much that did for my mind, so I know what it would do for a lot of young folk who get caught up in, I don't want to see another generation of folks thinking it's all about you and whatever you went through and whatever you consider so important in the world. Because all that is it's a sold way of thinking. You've been sold this way of thinking most of your life, to the point you even think, they believe the hype about this being such a powerhouse to the point where it controls every other place on the whole earth or something. No, it does not. It never did. Never. Other places have their own governments. Yes, there are those who are tied in with stuff, but this place owes other places money it can't pay. So much so it's 100+% debt to China and others. It's real. It's so ridiculous. And they want to still act like they the king, queen, ruler of it all. You've never been and you're not now. What are you talking about? And it's embarrassing when you're a citizen in a place and you know this is not true. You're just trying to live, man. You're just out here trying to survive. And you like, look, Why are y'all obsessed with that anyway? It's so silly. When you get out and really see the earth and see how it is in other places, man, if it don't wake you up, that's why I say, I think everybody, whether they have a passport or not, should be forced to take one foreign trip in their life. Like, this concept ain't got nothing to do with reality. It would never happen. I'm just saying psychologically. Every single, and I mean from everywhere on earth. I don't care where you at. You could be in another country. You need to, if you're imagining America to be so perfect and shit, you need to come here. You need to get that one vacation, and take them to the places they always talk about and worship and think are so amazing. Go to New York, go to LA, go to Atlanta, go to these places. I mean, I hate to say, I realized that. I thought that because our stock went up in the US, that Atlanta was known by the world. No, let me tell you something. You get out and travel, there's people don't know what the hell Atlanta, Georgia is. Atlanta, Georgia is like saying Kendrick Lamar when you are international. I swear to goodness it is. I'm not saying everybody, it may be a little better than most, but you're still not the most popular place. And that hurt me from being, I mean, it didn't hurt me for real, but it felt a certain way to tell somebody, they say, I know you're American. I say, yeah, Americano. I be in Dominican Republic or Mexico, Americano. And they say, where from? I say, Atlanta, Georgia. Because I'm more proud to say that, because that's more important to me than, this whole national thing with how messy that can be and what the implications that gives. I'm always proud that I'm American, I was American born, but when I say that on a vacation, that's a different pride in saying I'm American than when you're home and dealing with all this insanity and division and stuff that you can't be proud to say. I ain't gonna say you can't. I'll say it's kind of counterproductive to pretend everything's all right, right? So when you get out there in the world, the rest of the world, and you start talking to people and you telling them where you from and all this, and they've never heard of it. And then you're like, wait a minute now. So you mean you never heard, then you go to the biggest groups, homegrown group, sold so many records, they are international, they've toured, but you start realizing those tours that your favorite artists, because what I was gonna say was Outkast, yeah, they done been all over the world. They got fans all over the world. But I promise you, the amount of people that fill up a stadium to see Outkast perform in Mexico or República Dominicana, or, I gotta look up places they've been actually. I bet it's mostly Europe in terms of the international. I'm only guessing that because, again, I would think Dominican Republic being the most visited Caribbean nation, when I said Outkast, you gonna know that because I bet they came here for a concert and people showed out. It was up in there and they like, who? I played Andre 3000 for a kid. This guy is like 25 years old now, probably. He was looking at me like, I like the sound, but who is this? I said, you gotta freaking be kidding. I'm talking about I played Hey Ya. Not even a real Andre MC hip hop rap song, like a straight up pop, rock and roll nostalgia. That's what Hey Ya was. It's like, he didn't know what the hell that was and didn't give a damn. I said, well, I'll be shitting bricks. You better understand how irrelevant anything can be if it's not at a certain level in the marketing scheme. Everything has levels in this market, in marketing. And you would think people were fronting. It got so bad that I started wondering, like, are y'all just playing with me? Like, just because of the language gap, you want to see my reaction when I was like, what? You don't know? How could you not? They really don't know. They don't. They're not putting on just for you. They don't be knowing y'all. And that's why that and other not knowing type energy, even locally, even here at home, is why I said, you know what, man? Some of the stuff I take for granted because I love it so much and everybody around me loves it so much. I consider all those things part of the ONYXCON experience. But a lot of people have never experienced these things. So it would do them a favor just to experience that energy a little bit. So that's why lately I've been posting not just, what y'all may have gotten used to where I show the toys or the comics, of course, or movie review of some sci-fi movie or whatever, but also some slice of life movies, some other, I've been on that. That's nothing new. Being an actor, I have no shame in covering more than just sci-fi fantasy and speculative fiction films and stuff. That's why I proudly was like, yo, Spike Lee's latest joint, you need to see it. And you need to know the history of Kurosawa, who he borrowed the concept from, because he pretty much remade that movie, okay, High and Low. That's actually what it was named. It was High and Low, and he called his Highest to Lowest. But it's a total remake with new character concepts and new environment and everything of a Kurosawa Japanese 1960 film. Not 1960 exact year, I think it's 63, but in the 60s. And I did it in my review, so you can watch my review. It's got all the facts in it, so you ain't got to worry about playing the numbers game of that ain't the date. Oh man, it's there. I already did that work. It's there. Just watch it. But my point is that is like, that stuff is just, if you call yourself a real film buff, you into film for real and anything like that, these are the kind of things that some people take for granted because they don't ever go that much further. But just what well rounds you out and introduces you to new stuff. Because like, what? All right, here we go. Come on, where the clock at? Start the clock. There it is. We back. So, shout out to my one hanging with me, because I just know y'all gonna dip when I go on those breaks. Gotta check something and come right back. But no, it's probably gonna happen real soon again. Just giving you the fair warning. But yeah, High and Low is a movie I gotta see now. I want to see the original, because I even looked into it and I saw like the trailer for it. I was like, I'll be damned. He really did take the original plot and just said, if you had the same plot, but put new peoples with new life paths into these characters' places, Spike Lee presents Highest to Lowest. That's basically what it is. It's quite genius how he flipped it too. When you see what the original black and white film looked like and the energy of it, he kept the situation the same. There's still a kidnapping and all that. I ain't gonna get into all that if you ain't seen the movie, but everything that happened. It just happened in a different way for different reasons. Pretty crazy. What I gotta see now is him. I need to see him. I wanted to see it this weekend because they're saying this is the greatest performance of Marlon Wayans' career, and I can see it. I knew Marlon was going for that deep dramatic thing and stepping away from only comedy. He'll never leave comedy. He's gonna always be a comedian. So he's not doing that typical thing that some comedians do where they're like, I don't even want to be known as a comedian anymore. I want to take me serious. I'm tired of y'all making me the little jester. It's like, no, he's like, man, please, I'm gonna be a comedian, but when I'm ready to cut it off, I'm gonna cut it off and you're gonna believe me because I'm gonna be in some other zones. But what showed me he had that kind of range was his character on a couple of things, I would say, before I say that, but I can't remember the names of all those movies, but the main one was that show, Bel Air. What he did as the deadbeat dad coming back into Will's character's life, man, he played the hell out of that. In a very disturbing, annoying, you want to slap him yourself way. Like, you just like, damn, this dude's the worst. And then when he shows a little bit of something you can relate to and want to see that he's trying to change and do better, and you feel that and you got a little sympathy for him. Like, he really dug in on that character and got it for all of the what it would be for a guy like that. He did it. He did the hell out of that role. And that's by the time they announced they were doing this new Jordan Peele joint that's out this weekend. It's already playing if you didn't know. See, that's information for somebody. They didn't even know it was out. It's called Him. And from what I can gather, it's super surreal. It's a lot of dream-like scenes in it that are nightmarish. It's a horror movie, definite. But it's psychological horror, which is what Peele does. It's what I call intellectual horror, which is my particular genre. When I do horror, I do intellectual horror. That's what I call it. And I call all his work intellectual horror. So I'm looking forward to seeing this joint because I know it's deeper than what you think it is. And even from the trailer, you can gather that there's like a young NFL superstar, fresh to the league and all that world. He wants to be the greatest athlete of all time, but he don't know what comes with that, with all the pressure of the the company and how you're expected to play every game and perform on a certain level, no matter if you injured or not, no matter if you going through something in your personal life or not, no matter if you pick up a drug addiction, liquor addiction, other pills addictions, and crazy women in your life, in and out of your life, all around your life. He going in. You can tell he's going in. It's some you gonna sell your soul to fame type of movie, but it's visualized. Like, oh man, I can't wait to see this. I tell you my list right now. I gotta see him. Salute to Peel for that one. I gotta see that as soon as I can, and see Wayne show out because I know he gonna show out. And the young brother, I forget his name, who plays the main character, the light-skinned cat. Like I said, I forget his name, but I just want to see everybody's performance, celebrate that, because I know it's going to be a damn good review to break that one down. I'm probably going to be mind blown and need therapy after seeing that shit. You watch the damn trailer, you like, okay, I think I need a little intro therapy just from watching the trailer. There's a lot of creepy looking shit up in there. It's a lot of wild moments up in there. But then you got my joint Tron Ares coming in October 10th to be exact, unless they go switching the date, which these companies will do, because they messed around. I don't know if you heard, but they done switched the date on damn Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2, y'all, ain't gonna come out till May. May? I was kind of mad about that, actually. I really was. I was annoyed, because it's supposed to come out in October. Hello, Halloween, perfect. But I know what it is. They scared of Tron. Tron coming out on the 10th. Movies are sucking right now at the box office. A lot of them are not making no kind of numbers. The few that do are the luckiest of lucky. And nobody wants to take a risk. These studios are like, they're already shipping out every production process overseas to save money. Okay, I'm speaking from experience of the lack of work in the state of Georgia, what used to be the cradle of all new Hollywood. Yeah, they done the most with that. They taking stuff away. It's weird. So I see it and I say to myself, this can't be nothing but them being scared of Tron, because that's the only other science fiction fantasy based film coming out in October besides what would have been Mortal Kombat. And Mortal Kombat scared as hell. They scared. It's either, and I think another thing I know happens in the biz, they probably did it with some test audiences already, and whatever they done bragged about was not being bragged about by the audience. Whatever they hyping was not the hype for the audience. They know they got to do some reshoots, because this is what they do. I'm telling you from experience. Back when Marvel, which one was that? That was Civil War, which took forever to make. When Civil War, and quite as kept, they did this with Captain America. I can talk about it now because stuff is out. But Captain America, Brave New World, great movie. I don't give a damn what nobody says. Shout out to brother Anthony Mackie, executive producer and Mr. Number One on the call sheet. You know what I'm saying? Leading man, did that damn thing. Proud of that brother, man. That was a good movie. Great movie. And people was talking all that stuff, trying to sabotage it. They either loved it or hated it. Fucking, hey, man, come on! But I'm gonna finish this up. What I was gonna say, they do these reshoots, right? And the movie trailer could be out like the movie's coming out the next month, and you'll be all right within months. They don't want to push it to the next month, but like if it could be within months coming out, like 4 or 3 months, they will do reshoots. They will literally set back up cameras, get venues, reshoot scenes, delete scenes, all that. Like a whole scene that I was in for Captain America, Brave New World, and I'm talking about with a lot of other extras. I was an extra in this scene. There was like a big, like New York subway scene, and we shot it at Underground Atlanta. They cut the whole scene. They had rented out the whole underground area where people go to Underground Atlanta. All those shops got paid. All that got to be right with the city. All the security, block off certain streets, make sure this. All that for, it's just money. It's just money. That's what I tell people who be talking about money. I was like, man, some of y'all ain't never been around enough to really understand how throwaway this is when it comes to people who have money on certain levels. I mean, I've seen it on minor levels how people with a little bit of money, a fool with some 6 figures to couple of million, they start getting this weird big head where they just, they have the weirdest hobby type, like, as in a hobby mode. They don't care. They don't care about numbers. They don't care about people's lives involved. They don't care about people's resumes involved. All they care about is what they want out of it. If it don't stroke their ego, they on to the next thing, or they'll screw up some more stuff. Everything's trivial for those kind of people. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And it just goes, from the minor level all the way up to the ones at the very top of it that act like that. And then, that's the absolute worst. So, yeah, I really think all it is they're going to probably do some reshoots. They're in Australia. More than likely, crew, cast, everybody's still there because they'll book them for months past when they've announced that everything done wrapped. And everybody who's been in the biz long enough knows, hey, hang around, don't go home yet. Or if you do, get ready to come back because there could be reshoots. Anytime you do something that big, hell, even on smaller budget stuff, especially if it's big budget, they are probably doing reshoots or will be for that Mortal Kombat movie since they now have pushed the date into spring. They talking about early summer. I think it said summer. They had like some little ad where they had my man's hat with the razor on the edge in a wall scraping, talking about something we gonna take summer, something with summer. And I said, oh, they're funny. Like summer begins with us or something. I was like, so you say, but what happens is there's always another one lurking that they may know about, but they just don't think it's a threat yet. And then somebody else drops a blockbuster in May. So you still got that competition. But I really don't think it's that as much as them worried about not being able to deal with some bad reviews of what they already got and needing reshoots. So, yeah. And we back. I didn't know if it was going to hold up the signal, but it did. So, hell, I'm still here. We left off and keep it flowing, you know what I'm saying? We can keep it right along flowing. So, I was talking about movies and things. Did I cover? Oh, with music. Let's jump over to music real quick. I've been doing a lot of posts, if you haven't noticed, a lot of shorts where I honor HBCU, which are historically black colleges and universities, marching band programs, because I love marching band culture. I grew up in it, so to speak. In high school, I was in the marching band, and we had one of the best bands, not just saying it to be saying it, but we literally were as good as most college schools. We were on that level when I was there. I've heard things have changed. We don't have the programming what it was when I was there, but we were the truth when I was at Mays High School, Benjamin Elijah Mays. Class of 93, what it do? You ought to know. You better ask somebody. We was the truthicus. As one of my crazy friends once said. I said, did you say that we were the truth? She said, the truthicus. Hell yeah. That was us. But I've been watching a lot of bands. I've subscribed to a couple of college band channels, black bands particularly, because we have just a different sound. It's a different way, and it's what they're gonna play. It's relatable. You'll hear a song, but it's been put in that symphony sound, and you say, wait a minute, oh, they playing, yeah. Like, so I love that feeling of even trying to remember sometimes a song you may have forgot all about, but you're hearing it being played through a band. It just has a different sound with all the levels and all the various instrumentation. So beautiful, melodic, amazing, powerful, impactful, strong. How many other words could I put on it when I talk about HBCU band culture? It's the heat, y'all. And so those videos have been doing good, really good. I mean, naturally that has a following of its own. A lot of alumni, a lot of people like that gonna be watching, and or if you say anything about their school, they're gonna show up to see what you're saying, and if they see it's positive, they love that. So I've been getting great numbers on that, like really, really, really good numbers on that. Like some of them hit, a few of them, I think one of them hit 1,000. I said, okay. Like, and none of them under 300. Like everything's about 300 and something, 500 and something, 6, 7. I say, okay, I love it. And we talking within the same day. Ain't nothing like when I post something and like within 10 minutes, it's already got hundreds of views. I love that. That tells me it's working. It's got that magic. So you will be seeing more of that, is all my point. And like I say, I'm a fan from just many levels. I got friends and family who went to HBCUs. It's all through my family deeply, and so I love it for that. I love it for, I mean, you know, off the top of my head, just naming schools that have direct relation to me. Tuskegee University, shout out Tuskegee, Skegee, you know what I'm saying? TU, you know, in Alabama, shout them out. The two HUs, yes, I'm gonna be fair, y'all. Y'all calm down, because I know how y'all get, but the real HU, hey, both of y'all. Oh man, I don't even want to say one of them before I say the other one, because they be acting crazy. I mean, if I say them fast, they won't act up on me, you know what I'm saying? Howard Hampton, you know what I'm saying? Howard University, Hampton University, the two HU, you know, that's what, you know, Howard be saying. I assume Hampton might have their own version of that. I know they do, but I don't know what they say or how they say it that makes it any different. I can imagine they probably say the same thing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody love to say that, you know, whatever you and you know, that's a thing. But anyway, yeah, shout out to them. I got friends and family at both. I got active band. I got active drum major at Hampton. Shout out to my homie Steve and his wife Teacher and their son down there, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the big M. you know who him. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a drum major in the family. That made me proud, man. He sent me some pictures lately of that. And it was really cool. I knew he was a drum major, but I hadn't seen him like in full uniform. I was like, this is really wild. It's surreal a little bit, you know, because I remember when me and his daddy was on that field and we was in high school, man. We was some little skinny kids thinking we all fly, you know, which we were, but I'm saying for that level of flyness, you know, so much more to learn about the world and life, and you think you got it all in your little high school world, you know, and then you get out here and live this real life, for real. Even college, it's a bubble. And you get out here, and once you graduate, that's when you gonna be in it, you know, for sure. So yeah, man, shout out to all the HBCUs. There's a whole lot of schools that got really dope band programs, very cool color combos and mascots and stuff. And that's the thing for me as a style provocateur, whatever. You know, I love my steez. I like to get my steez on. So I've been for years wanting to collect. And I do have a few, but I want to like get enough to really be able to say, you know, you get about 5 pieces you can sure. I feel like once you get about 5 of anything, you officially collecting. You know, until you get about 5, it's not that you're not. It's just maybe 3. You know, you can say you got a collection with 1 if it means that to you. It ain't gotta mean that to nobody else but you. But time you get about 5 or something, you know it's for real, because you done spent some money, you done spent some time or both trying to figure it out. Yeah, we back. So as I was saying, telling y'all about my love for HBCUs, the band programs and everything. Like, you know, it's almost like default whenever you wear sports paraphernalia, people assume that you're rooting for the athletic teams. Well, it's different athletic. It's very athletic to be in the marching band. You got to march and play, you understand? But people don't look at that as athletics, you know. They get so specific about it. You know, we talk about that football, we talk about that basketball, that baseball, whatever, you know, so. And mainly football. Let's just say what it really is. In America, football comes first, then baseball, then, not baseball, did I say baseball? Excuse me, basketball. It's like football, basketball, well, really more like NASCAR. Football, NASCAR, and last time I checked the stats, it may have changed. Then it's like basketball, then it might be baseball, and it might be, I was gonna say soccer maybe, but before that maybe even hockey. You know, because in the northern places, in some southern states where they got teams, you know, NHL is growing, it's getting more and more hype, they're getting more diversity. And that's bringing more people out, because that's what you need if you're going to make it for real about your whole country versus alienating it to a few fantasies you have about this one reality when it ain't Never has been, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all know what I mean. But yo, when I tell y'all I love collecting jerseys and stuff, so even when I just mentioned NHL, I love hockey jerseys. Love hockey jerseys. Plan to get me a whole lot more of those this year if I can get my money right. I be telling y'all, like I say, it's not just for the sake of showing out and stuff. Yo, who cares? You buy something, you keep it to yourself, it's for naught. You take a picture in and you put it up, and it's a really nice pic, it lasts forever. I want to share history. I want to make history with y'all. I want to do a fashion show. That's I've been saying this for longer. I say, yo, the more y'all support ONYXCON style, ONYXCON as a whole, but I get to the point where I got enough budget to cover all the categories. Let me tell you how it would go like this, for example. If we had a working 6-figure budget, it's got to be at least that. For one thing, we start the process of hiring a staff to bring back the beloved convention, because so many people want to see that return. And I wouldn't mind wanting to see that return. But I'm not going to run it. I'm going to let somebody else handle all that stress, and I'm going to manage it from afar. I'm going to be the yes, no, the stamp of approval. That's it. Just like George Lucas, I know it's still involved in the writing process and everything, but he got so many people writing stuff for Star Wars, doing all these projects. It just goes by with, hey, approvals. That's it. I've earned the status of approver, and that's what I'm going to do if it ever come back. So that would happen. Then you could break it down to each thing. Like I say, you can start, just because I was on the topic, ONYXCON style, I would do a fashion show for y'all. Maybe monthly, maybe seasonally. Seasonally would be the best, because then you could cover the collections, and I'd make it an event. It could be a little thing in and of itself. People come out, winter, spring, summer, fall, to the ONYXCON style, spring, fall, or whichever one it is, collection review. And we hosted at a certain event, runway and everything, music, live parties and stuff before and after. I'm talking about a damn good time. You understand me? I want to do that. I really do. I want to do some flash like that. And in Atlanta, when I tell you it would be lit, anywhere in the metro area, it ain't got to be in the city, anywhere in the metro area, it would be lit. You understand? It would be right on to the right on, for real, for real. So that's something I think about. I think about also ONYXCON Rides, a car show. Like straight up car, bike, boat, every vehicle that you can fit on whatever lot we choose, show. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, these are all things that would fit into the convention too. But, I could see isolated satellite events throughout the year, culminating around one time in the year to do the full out spectrum of the convention. Okay? Yeah, like that, right? Busting pixels, multiple tournaments, or at least one good one before the main one. Like you could have, finals, semifinals, all the way up to like major most prizes at the convention. With, playing Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Call of Duty, all the stuff y'all play. I don't even know every game everybody's into. So whatever you like, all that could be under that too. We can do this. Like I said again, budget. That's it. That's all it is. Budget. Need a budget, right? And management. And I got good people nationwide. I got people I could fly in to handle that, because they've done conventions before when it comes to just gaming. They've done tournaments. They do them now. They stopped doing them because of frustrations with organization, but needing people who take it serious. And I'd bring them back. They'd be on fire here if I brought them in town to do it for me. I know, because they want to do it right, because they take pride in being a part of ONYXCON. They know how we roll. It's creme de la creme or nothing at all. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And just ONYXCON music, man. I'm talking about parties. I'm talking about panels. Shout out to the homie Diallo Riddle. One Song, the show on the Heart Network. If you ain't watching, you need to make that part of your podcast list and check them out, because they always drop in some more knowledge about the history of contemporary and old school music. It is an excellent podcast. Really, really freaking good. Every time I watch it, I learn something I didn't know about something with music history, about just music in general, man. It's, Diallo's a DJ, the other host, Luxury, is a DJ, and then their guests be musicians. So they just, man, I'm talking, they go deep. They go deep. Real deep. Trust me, it's heavy. heavy lifting for the mind, but it's worth it. But it's in a fun way that you're gonna walk out and it's gonna feel light. Trust me, you're gonna learn something. Yeah, shout out to ONYXCON. But you know, I could see inviting my homie to town for stuff like that. Like we could do it like hosted by one, you know, brought to you by ONYXCON and ONYXCON. We do a feature and we talking about, you know, scores from sci-fi movies or how samples from different things went into hip hop, like how Wu-Tang samples Gung Fu films and stuff. Can you imagine? This is how my mind is all the time, y'all. This is why I say y'all not getting the best of me when people won't just hit the like button and subscribe, not understanding every single like, every single subscribe is one step closer to what I just described. If that intrigues you, if you say to yourself, oh my gosh, I would love to see all that happen. I want to be at that. That sounds like the party of the century. Well, guess what? You're invited already. It's called, first of all, hit that thumbs up button. I've been on here for damn near an hour now. No, shit, look at my time. Damn. Now, it wasn't that solid because I was taking plenty of breaks. I had to go shop for an order, twice or something, deliver the order. I had a lot going on, so we'll say we'll say 30 minutes of this, 35 to 40 minutes of this was me solid talking to y'all and only 2 thumbs up. People and there's plenty of people, and the average person who comes up in here, I watch how long y'all watch me. It's a minute, and then I see it in the stats when I look, and they say the average person between a few seconds to a minute. Y'all the minute ones. How you gonna watch somebody a minute and won't even put the thumbs up? What's up with that? We're gonna do the test right now. Somebody just jumped in here. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Wherever you from, wherever you at. If you're a subscriber, you can talk, by the way. You gotta be a subscriber. And not for no little bit. You gotta have been a subscriber for a while, you know. Unless you're gonna wait about 10 minutes, because that's when they'll let you say something. See, they gone just like that. As soon as I said that, they gone. You find out who's real, man. You see the energy of people and how they really are. You see how they are, man. Social media is gonna tell you something about the impatience and ridiculousness of how people are. But we don't let that deter us, because at the same time, there's plenty of people who do support us. We wouldn't have over 1,000 subs, which is the first step towards monetization, and we got it. And then some, you know what I'm saying? We working on our 2,000, and I'm so proud of that. But I got to keep telling y'all, that's all fine and good, but we can't keep reinventing the wheel every day. Since I'm posting every day like I'm supposed to as a person doing YouTube, that's how you're supposed to do YouTube. All we ask is that y'all check back in every day. And don't just check in for a little bit. Would it be too much to ask for 15 minutes of your day? I know you want to spend more time than that if you actually watched past 5 minutes. Because the persons who don't do that, they don't ever get a chance to really taste how good it gets. It's like the person who walks in on a movie and says, that look good. And this is what they do. I know they like it because they come back. I see the numbers that says we have repeat offenders. That's what I call them. There's an official word for it in the algorithm where they say that these people are regular return people. And the number's insane. I'm talking about, like I have a top percentage, a middle percentage, and a low percentage. The low percentage is the diehard people who watch everything. They really be up in here. They watch all of a video. They may skip a little bit, whatever, but they mostly watch an entire video for the long videos. Or they're going to definitely watch all of a short. Shorts don't be numbered 30 seconds to a minute. They watch all of that, right? That's my real people right there. That's my folks, right? There's less than 100. It's like they average about 60 to 70 of them. What's really insane about that is, I'm saying this is how it goes with big numbers. It's not as bad here as it is on Instagram. On Instagram, I got 17,000, right? If ever I decide I think I want to go live, it'll say, sometimes it'll be higher than that, but most of the time, it'll say 65 of your followers are now active. Any time of day, I don't care if it's nighttime, daytime, whatever time of day, maybe 50 on the low, but 65 to 70 is an average. Out of 17,000 people, that tell you who's really, there's people who just get on and get off, or get on, but they don't really dedicate no kind of real time to it. And I get it with that, because that can be, stressful, full of shit, crazy stuff, depressing, reminder that you don't have this, you don't have that, you can't talk to that woman, she won't answer your DMs. There's a lot of stuff with Instagram now. I understand why people might say, man, I'm taking a break. I might be on there, but I ain't really on there. I just have a page, but I don't really be looking at it. I understand. But for the folks who do, okay, I just think the numbers should be a lot higher for those who say they support certain things, because I'm certain things. ONYXCON is certain things, and I know you ain't really supporting it, because if you were, we'd have better numbers. We'd already be monetized. We'd already have everything we could ever ask for, and all this stuff I was just talking about would be being made repeatedly, not just, we might do it, maybe we can figure it out. Like right now, I'm gonna tell you this dream and I'm gonna be done, because I'm still waiting on my order, and I'm probably gonna get it while I'm trying to explain this. Just saying that out loud, it frustrates me sometimes. I shouldn't have to wait on no damn order. I should be like, man, my people got me every day. All I do is make sure I got them. I'm going out here to get this content. There's an event, so many things in my head. There's an event I found out about last night by chance. It's a black festival. I think it's called Black on the Block. I think that is the name of it. You can bet on that. I think I said it right. Black on the Block. Look it up. First time I ever heard of it. I didn't know nothing about it till last night, just randomly, scrolling through Instagram, and I see an ad for it. Wait a minute, what is this? Black on the Block. That's what it's called. And it's literally a block party, and they do it at, from what I can gather, I believe it's the old Brave Stadium, which is now the Georgia State Panthers Stadium. But it's the grounds in the front of the building, not the actual stadium, because there's a lot of space in front of it, where I've seen them do events before, and that's where they hold it. And I guess they section it off, gate it off, whatever, because it's still a ticketed event. It's like $15 in advance, $25 at the gate. Not bad. Not now, shit. In Atlanta, what? That ain't bad at all in Atlanta. Once you're in, you spend you can only do it with no cash. They said no cash at the gate. I like how they said that, because it proved to me it can be done. They had pictures of their previous events, and the thing was packed. So it ain't like this don't work, but they say a cashless event is strictly card, debits, and scans, and I understand. Because ain't nobody trying to deal with no damn cash, man. All the corruption and craziness and people thieving and stealing. Somebody come in and want to hold up the whole event at gunpoint or some mess, thinking about some money. Ain't no damn money, fool. See if you can hack the damn sites or whatever, and then you're going to get arrested anyway. You still going to get arrested, but you know what I mean? It ain't about that. It ain't about that. So I love when events are getting more modern, where they're like, no. If sorry you're not in the 21st century, but this is how we doing business. I only do cash. Well, then your ass ain't coming. It's real simple. It's real simple for all these. They only still doing cash ass people. It's like, man, I don't like touching money. I don't like touching dead presidents. I don't like seeing they, plantation owning asses on the money I gotta handle. I don't even like touching it. So I like the idea that here's my card, here's this, let's get it over with. Just let these numbers rise and fall, whatever. That's all it is any damn way. A bunch of credits on the damn. Yeah, y'all. Deal with that stuff. I like how, as long as it's working, now we know that can be a mess too, but most of the time it's working. So just let the BS flow, because that's where we're going anyway. That's where we at, and that's where we going. It is what it is. Only place I ever feel right at home with handling a bunch of cash when I'm on vacation, because that's where it is. And you're in other countries, you can still use your card and stuff, but a lot of times you would prefer doing the cash, because if depending on where you're at in another country, I found that when you do all those different, it's always the transaction fees and stuff. And it can take more money from you if you're at a certain restaurant, certain store, and they're not used to American customers. So when they get your car, they hit it with them fees and all. Man, nah. Just go and pull some money out and deal with the cash like everybody, because that's what most people are doing there. Let it work for you, But anyway, what I was saying is this thing's called Black on the Block. They have food vendors. It's all, upstart or well-established black businesses. So you got food truck type stuff. You got folks selling jewelry. You got cosmetics. You got clothing. And then you got a block party vibe. You got a DJ. You got like 4 or 5 DJs. And it's a family event. You know what I'm saying? It's open to all ages. I think they say 12 and under is free. That kind of thing. So it's going to be. Now, I see why it gets packed. Because anytime people can bring their kids and not have to worry about that, they in there. They love that. Something that can keep them kids busy, wear them out, get them happy and crazy, and they go to bed when they get home. Parents love that. Uncles and aunts love that. So I understand. It took me being an uncle to understand why people will make sure if they can bring their kids, they happy as hell. That's why ONYXCON was so big. We used to have so many people families come. You know, we had two halves. We had families, and then we had like couples and individuals, but mostly couples. And then they would be like the couple that's been together for a long, they don't have no kids or whatever. Maybe if they do have kids, they didn't bring the kids, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, that was our audience. So I know what that is. When I saw it, I said, this actually look like it would be fun. I can't afford it right now, to be real honest. To be damn honest, because I'm being real honest about all of this. I want y'all to understand, every time I ask for funds, this ain't nobody up in here who's not capable, who's not trying, who's not been providing and doing things already. I got years of community contribution under my, man, most of my life has been, I can't nobody ever stand in front of me to, what you ever do for the community? What did you ever do for your breath? Like, woo, I'm trying to tell you, if anybody ever did it, it's me. I got my little pen from Fulton County that they didn't even present to me honorably. But and that's a whole nother story. Yet I have it for my 15 years of service. 15 years. And yes, it's a job, but when you go on above and beyond on a job, it's more than what they pay you for. And I damn sure put in work for my seniors and for kids teaching art for 15 years. You know, did what I did, man. And then, you know, 12 years in the film business. Add it up. You understand where this is going? That's 27 years of arts-related, industry-related, all this. I mean, and then I can go on and on and on about everything that happened before then, you know, before those stages of life, like during college, before college. I was still doing stuff. I was involved with stuff that my dad had going on. I helped him with his stuff. And I always did that. Always did that. And that's love saying that. He know. And we got a real family, man. I got a real dad, a real mom, a real family. Yes, I love my peoples. So it ain't no thing. When they needed me, we need a logo for this. We need the program flyer for this, whatever. That was automatic. I knew I was going to be doing that. In high school, these were my first illustration jobs. This is the kind of work I've been doing all my life. All my life. Nothing new. Nothing new. You know, so I just see so much going on, and I say, man, it's amazing to see it unfold where people are doing some of the stuff you've already done, and they're just doing it different ways. And I love to see it continue. I really do. And I want to keep showcasing it, because that's where ONYXCON is at. Like, yeah, we may not have an event no more, but we'll cover events all day, because these events reflect the kind of energy we used to do at our event in different levels of percentages. I want to showcase that, but I ain't got it. I ain't got the money to get into that one. Not this weekend. I think it's tomorrow. Today or tomorrow it was. I think it's tomorrow. But that's that. You know, that is that. And that kind of stuff, it kind of gets to you. Because you'll be feeling like, damn, man, I done did it all right. All I ever did was do right. And then you see ne'er-do-wells who tried to kill themselves and their community, get out of jail, become some half-ass rapper or something. And I'm speaking of some real people when I say this without saying names. Not because I'm afraid of any freaking goofy. I just don't care about bringing that energy to my page. I would rather just speak in general, because it's an archetype. It's an archetype. And I have outed some names before, so it ain't no thing. I done said a couple of names here and there. But the older I get, I'm just like, man, that's kiddie energy. That's what kids do. Oh, you said this about you. I don't give a damn about all that, man. I want you to understand the concept is off. Because it wouldn't matter about a name. And what matters is the energy that these people represent seems to never die, because it is an archetype that's not being challenged. That's where the problem is. That's why I salute Brother D1 from New Orleans, shouting that name out proudly, respectfully, because that brother challenged this, the way I'm talking about this, directly with all these complete sinful crazies that want to be so Christian. I'm not religious, but he's a Christian rapper. And I respect that because he's a Christian rapper, he like, don't be talking about you down with what I devote my life to, saying you about this, but then y'all out here pushing drugs and gangs, all this insanity, And then when only when stuff hits the fan for you or something comes back to bite you in your ass, do you down on bended knee talking about Jesus this, Jesus that. Like, he don't want to hear it, and I respect that. Because it's like, no, it's not a game to some people. It's really what they about. It's not just talk. More importantly, they live. It ain't just quoting scriptures and shit, which is the goofiest thing to me when people think they're important because they can do that. They got a couple of notes or something on their body with a tattoo, or they yelling all the time about how they believe, or they wearing a crucifix. None of that means shit. What means stuff is how you treat people. What means stuff is how you handle real life with people who ain't Christian, as you say you are, and you still respect them. You understand that your way ain't the only way, and your way of looking at anything ain't the only way. And all that matters is function over dysfunction. So while you keep saying, well, in the good book, it say, that's your book. What I was telling y'all before I started this conversation about having one-sided mind state about the world. When you get out and travel, you're going to wake up real damn quick that all the stuff that be mattering to you only matters from where you're at, not everywhere else. And you got to respect that if you're going to travel. Otherwise, you do need to stay your ass home because you're going to probably get hurt. Tell you right now, you're going to go to Malaysia and have a problem with Islam and get mad about folks singing on the intercom in the city where it echoes through the city, the morning Muslim prayer. If you got a problem with that, don't ever go to Malaysia. Shout out to Malaysia, my good peoples. I had a great experience there. I had a lot of lessons there, but the place itself, I just had a lot of great energy there, and I really respect Malaysia. And I want to go back to do some hardcore fishing someday, especially fishing and hiking and all that. I only scratched the surface of Malaysia. I didn't barely start. The place is big too. It's way more than where I was at. I got a lot more to see. So yeah, man, it's, you get tired of people talking all that bull versus the reality, man. When you see the real and you know what the real is, and you see all these people out here that get to do whatever they want to do in life. They done dealt drugs half of their damn life. They come out of prison. They bragging about having killed folk in spiteful energy, not defending themselves, just some little trifling shit. And then they get out here and act like they some saint because they seem to have cleaned it up and they got their mansion and they live and they do what they want. And they still got their pants off their ass and they still looking stupid when they want to. And you say to yourself, how is it that I did everything right on what I know is right and always functional, not dysfunctional? And these goofies get to do all this fly stuff with all this money behind it. But then you realize, because most people either are bullies or wish they were the bully. So that energy, they follow that. Instead of saying, nah, I ain't like them chumps. I'm just me. No matter what their scenario, I ain't talking about no specific demographic. Wealthy, poor, hood, whatever. It's a mentality. I'm talking about an archetype, mental archetype. Those who follow money first instead of respect first, that's how they achieve power. That's what they think everything is. And it's a system that backs it up. Oh, you're with us. All we care about is the money. So yeah, they support that. The system itself is all ass backwards. So yeah, the richest people, for the ones who are on that side of it, not everybody rich is an asshole. No, not at all. I know a lot of good rich people. Well, I'll take that back. I know enough. I know, it's like me saying I know a lot of great cops. No, I know enough. I know enough, to be honest. I'm just speaking of my life experience. I done had more experience on the bad side of both of them things I just mentioned, but for the few that I know are on the righteous side, I'm not going to ignore them and not give them their proper credit. I know some wealthy people, some rich people that are not with that evil mindset, that are not with that, and they do put respect first, and they were still able to make it. But they understand they're playing in that money first mentality, so they play that game and they talk that language. They know how to speak that language. But if you catch them one-on-one, and if you notice what they show up to and won't show up to, no matter what, like they got their limits, they got their boundaries, and they won't let their integrity be sullied by those who want to, come over here, hang out with us after we finish the business. No, they're going to do the work and they're going to go home because they don't want that mess on them. And that's how you got to move with that, if you can even get in the door, because that's what happens with good folks in those environments. It's like my years in Hollywood, what I've witnessed is people who have the good hearts, like they just realize, we got to have our own cliques to combat the other stuff. And we got to look out for each other and really look out for each other, because it's easy to be swayed by the monsters. But you got to be like, nah, I never betray my trust of my real friends, and I'm going to look out. I ain't going to dog them out. I ain't going to say weird mess about them in the press. I ain't going to let people turn us against each other in the press. I ain't going to, that's the stuff you got to do. You got to constantly be doing that. And it's a headache, but if you do it, in the end, can't nobody say you ain't nothing but the realest. And that's where it's at. Respect first, then power, then money.